And good afternoon. Welcome to Today at the Races, presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stanton Salter, along with Tim Tullock, on a nice Friday afternoon of horse racing here at Laurel Park. We do have live racing, a nice 9-race card, but let's recap yesterday real quick. The Bug Boys, they came out with a vengeance yesterday. The Bug Boys won 6 of 8 races yesterday.
6 of 8, 3 for Julio Correa, 2 for Victor Rosales, 1 for Avery Wisman. But the most impressive thing about it was they were all good rides. They were, I got to the lead and
Right.
I got the weight and the horse kept going. These were good, intelligent rides. All 6 of those rides, good-looking efforts by our Bug Boys. And our Bug Boy colony, it's deep. Our jockey colony is deep, but our Bug Boy colony and girls is deep.
Yep. Some good riders here always at the Maryland Jockey Club. So that was yesterday. Let's get you ready for today. Today's Stronach 5-Day. The popular national wager kicks off race 8 today. Guaranteed $100,000 pool. Industry low, 12% takeout. And there's the lineup. Starts Laurel Park, race 8. Post time at about 4:54. Eastern time in the afternoon. Then Laurel Park, race 9, second leg. Then we go down to Gulfstream Park for races 8, 9, and 10 for legs C, D, and E. So both Tim and I have tickets for the Stronach 5. Everybody should take a shot for the Stronach 5. It paid well once again last Friday. A bunch of people hit it last Friday. I believe it was 2 weeks ago when somebody hit it for about $131,000.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago they hit it for $131. Last week it was spread out pretty good, but look, it's always a potential for that big payout, no question about it.
Yeah, and if you like turf racing, 3 of the 5 races in the Stronach 5 today are going long on the turf. Legs A, C, and D are going a mile on the turf, and then legs B and D are dirt sprints. So I like the turf racing, and a nice big turf field kicks it off in race 8.
Yeah, it's a good combination of everything you want or need in the Stronach 5. So get busy, get into it. Like Stan mentioned, we have tickets, and we'll get to that later on in the show.
All right, let's tell you what's going on with some Maryland Jockey Club handicapping tournaments we have going on here at Laurel Park. Here's a year-long tournament. Okay, it's a free entry to this Maryland Jockey Club handicapping series. Once again, a year-long tournament. For more information about this, visit Laurel Park Guest Services right there in the middle of the clubhouse, first floor. Okay, there it is once again, Maryland Jockey Club handicapping series, year-long tournament. Visit Guest Services. And here's an update on the Beat the Heat. Okay, now this was supposed. Okay, Saturday. Okay, they changed it. Okay, because it was supposed to start tomorrow. No live racing this weekend. So the Beat the Heat contest, that's going to start next Saturday. Same day as our Rosé on the Rail event next Saturday, July 27th. So that's going to be a big day. And the Beat the Heat, let's see, the Maryland Jockey Club, they're going to seed the prize pool $500 each week. So some extra money, some extra cash out there this summer here at Laurel Park in the Beat the Heat handicapping tournament. Go to Guest Services for more information about all the handicapping tournaments we have here. We have the big one, the Champions Handicapping Tournament, guaranteed over $33,000 in prizes. It's a qualifying tournament for the NHC, the Breeders' Cup Betting Challenge, the big one handicapping tournament they have here at Laurel Park. So I believe that's Saturday, August 18th, I want to say, the last Saturday of the summer meet here at Laurel Park. So the information about that is on the website, the Champions Handicapping Tournament, coming up in August. Check it out on laurelpark.com.
We have it all going on here, including Rosé on the rail, the handicapping tournaments, and great live racing. So if you want to have some fun, it's all happening right here at Laurel Park.
Let's show you a picture of both the racing surfaces. We're on the turf. No, we were off the turf yesterday, but we're on the turf today. Everything looks beautiful. The main track is perfect and fast. The turf, we're on the Kelso in Fort Marcy today, and the turf is rated firm. So everything looks beautiful in the 90s, sunny. Let's get going here on race 1. Race 1's going to kick off the Rolling Super High 5, which has a low 15% takeout. We have it every race with 7 or more horses, the Rolling Super High 5. So keep your eye on that throughout the day. Also, race 1 kicks off that popular early pick 5, which is a mandatory payout on the early pick 5. Industry low, 12% takeout. I have a ticket. Let's check it out. A $36 ticket. I go 4 deep here in the opener. I go with the 1, 2, 5, 6. All right, the 1 and the 2 are going to be your two favorites, and the 6 will be a favorite with McCarthy. Maybe I'll get a price on the Farrier filly, the 5 Bond with Ashley Castrenzi. So I'm 4 deep in the opener, 1, 2, 5, 6, and 3 deep in races 2 and 3. Just the 2 and 7 in race 4. My single, my best bet of the day, comes in at starter handicap. 5.5 furlongs on the Kelso Turf Course, race 5. A single on the 5, American Sailor for trainer Wayne Potts. Jevion Toledo has won back-to-back races on this speedball, and we know exactly what the 7-year-old son of Cities at, who's made almost $400,000. He's a 2-time winner on the Laurel Grass. We know he's going right to the front. If you want to go with him, you better have your running shoes on.
Well, yeah, you better have your running shoes on. I use them. I didn't single them. I'm a little concerned about the 5.5, and you got Lizzie Merriman in there with where you was. But as far as singles go, it's a pretty good single. He's the horse to beat, no question about it.
All right, let's take a look here at race 1. We're on the main track going 6 furlongs, claiming 16,000, 3 and up. Never won 2, Lifetime. I go with the 1 horse here. You didn't use the 1. You're making me nervous here. Why I have the 2. I used the 2, the 5, and the 6 on my early pick 5. Didn't use the 3, but the 1, Lagras Bill, my top pick here. The Kenny Cox barn has some good momentum this summer meet. They've been doing well. Jorge Riaz, a live rider, rides this 3-year-old. Didn't go well last out on the turf. The horse is 0 for 2 on the turf, so just ignore those ugly 2 turf outings, but a solid third in the slop at Pimlico, 2 back. At this level, going long, showed a little speed that day. The maiden score here at Laurel Park last February, going a mile against maiden 25,000. He went right to the front that day. I think Lagras Bill is going to benefit today from the route to sprint angle. The Kenny Cox barn recently, 20%, 2 for 10. 2 for 10 and a positive ROI when they go route to sprint. That's what Lagras Bill's doing today, so I'll use them on top.
Yeah, my only question with Lagras Bill is he as good on a fast track as he is on the slop, and he's getting fast today. And you look at his recent races, he's had some very good races on and off track, 2 back, as you mentioned at Pimlico earlier this year. Here at Laurel, both those races he ran a lifetime best and second to lifetime best by our speed figures, but they're both on and off track. Recently on a fast track, latest win was last February when he broke his maiden for the maiden 25. So I just stayed away from him a little bit. I mean, I'm not going to talk anyone off of him. I just don't think he's as good on a fast track as he is with moisture in it.
All right, you have the 2 on top here. Bay of Rocks for Jason Smith. Julio Correa with the big 3-win day yesterday. Correa's live here on the 2. I like the 2. I like the nice lightweight assignment. 113 here for Bay of Rocks.
For the hot riding, Julio Correa ran behind Jammer on the turf in his last, and McPherson. Both of them would come back to win, but I don't think this horse really wanted the turf, didn't run particularly well. Gets back on the main track today, drops to the to 2 lifetime for 16,000. This horse broke his maiden for 16,000 on the main track. Gets back to the main track today, running some decent solid numbers for Jason Smith. I like Bay of Rocks, and as you mentioned, getting a bit of weight under Julio Correa.
All right, and we both like the 6 as well here in the opener, home of the Lombardi with Trevor McCarthy aboard for Jamie Ness. A sharp win last out against maiden 10,000, going 3/4 on the main track here at Laurel. That was late June. A good spot today for this 3-year-old son of Super 99.
I think so. First against winners, he's stepping up to 2 lifetime for 16, and usually the move is, 2 lifetime for a nickel. But ran a big race in his last start, beat Staxton that particular day, and I like Staxton that day. I mean, it was a maiden 10. It is what it is, but ran a decent number. If he can run back to that race for Jamie Ness, it will be good enough. Jamie Ness wins 2 in a row, 21% of the time, and of course we know the damage that Ness and McCarthy do.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we like 3 of the same horses on top there in the opener. I didn't use the 3, 6-1 there on Cryptocurrency. now in the barn to trainer Rudy Sanchez Solomon.
Yeah, first time in the barn, 15%. Not a bad way to go. But coming in here with some good works for Rudy right here. Hasn't run since last May. Just so on that particular layoff. But I'm going to take a shot on cryptocurrency back at the same level as they did earlier May under a new conditioner, Rudy Sanchez Solomon.
All right, so I like the early pick 5. I go 4 deep in the opener, see if I can get live there. You like the early pick 4, which starts in race 2, a nice maiden special weight, going a mile on the Kelso with the rail at 35 feet. Let's check out your early pick 4, see how you played it.
I played a nice $4 early pick 4. We can split it. You and I can split this ticket. I think we can do it. I've got to go borrow the money from my wife. However,
you hit the early pick 4 yesterday, right?
I did. That money's gone. I got children.
Right.
Long gone. I single right out of the box on the 3. Doc Boy for Michael Stidham. First time turf. Fergal Lynch bred to be on the grass all day long. Third race I go 1-2. Fourth race 2-7. Fifth race 6-7. $4 ticket. $4 early pick 4 ticket. You get that done. Invest a little bit more in the Stronach 5.
All right, some solid stats for the Michael Stidham barn. Okay, we're going to talk about race 2 right now, so let's get right to it here. Race 2, a nice maiden special weight for 2-year-olds, 1 mile Kelso rail at 35 feet. All right, we both have the 3. Doc Boy on top here. Yeah, well-bred 2-year-old colt by End of Mischief. They paid $325,000 for this guy as a yearling at Keeneland. Michael Stidham, look at all his stats. Maiden second start, 30% positive ROI. First time turf, he's 20%. First time Lasix, not big time impressive stat there. 2-year-olds, he's 22%. And sprinter route, 24% and a positive ROI. So lots to like here about the 3. Doc Boy getting first-time Lasix today.
And throw in the fact that this horse by Into Mischief out of a lemon drop kick mare is absolutely cut out to run on the grass and is going to get grass for the first time after running a big race first time out of the box. He got beat 5 lengths but ran 4th, but delivered a pretty solid number up there at Belmont Park over the slop. This horse is going to appreciate getting on the grass. Fergal Lynch gets the call for Michael Stidham here today, and I think Doc Boy is going to be very, very tough in today's second.
All right, so we have okay. Let's we both had the 3 on top. Doc Boy, we have some scratches here in race 2. Scratch the 1, 5, 6, and the 8. I have the 8 by Melvin scratched as well. So we both had the 3. Doc Boy on top there in race 2. Let's turn the page here. Race 3, we're going 5.5 furlongs on the Fort Marcy with the rail setting at 87 feet. Maiden claiming 16,000 3-year-olds and upward here in race 3. And you have the 2 on top. Let's start there. Dapper Man for trainer Donnie Barr. We have the video spotlight from June 30th of Dapper Man. Let's go ahead and show that to you right now. Here they come, turning for home.
Yeah, turning for home. And this horse actually doesn't run a bad race at the end of the day. He ends up getting beat 3 lengths for the whole thing and running 5th. But this was for the maiden 25,000. Now this one drops down to the maiden 16. I think that's going to help this horse here as you see him coming up. He's closing. He's going to get up there for the 5th place finish and get beat 3.5 lengths. But the biggest thing is he was closing well. He gets to drop in here today, gets Georgie Ruiz. Georgie's been winning a few races here lately for Donald Barr.
Yep.
And I think that's important. And it's kind of Georgie's kind of kick-started Donald's summer. So I think that will continue on here today with Dapper Man.
All right, I use the horse in my top 3. I do use the horse on my early pick 5 as well. I just hope Riaz is going to have a tough challenge. He's going to have to carve out a good trip. He's likely going to be in traffic mid-pack down the backstretch here on the 2 Dapper Man. So he's going to need to try to figure out a good trip. We both like the 6 here. Cool Man Cletus for trainer Tim Salzman. Kevin Gomez will ride. 3rd off the layoff for this 3-year-old son of Drosselmeyer. He's run a couple big ones. Second 2 starts ago on the turf. 3rd last out on the main track. So he's in good form right now, going in the right direction. We both use Cool Man Cletus.
Yeah, two back was a decent race on the grass. Gets back on the grass here today. And you mentioned he's in good form. He doesn't seem like he wants to break through. He's on the cusp of breaking his maiden. It looks like he's going to a couple times. He's been less than 3-1 in, I don't know, 4 or 5 of his last 6 starts. So he's been well regarded on the dirt and the turf. Hasn't gotten the job done, but it could be Cool Man Cletus' day. You certainly can't leave him out because he shows up somewhere on your ticket every time.
All right, a horse I didn't use, the one Giant Viking with Victor Rosales, who had the 2-win day yesterday. He rides us gelding by the factor for trainer Gary Capuano, trying turf for the second time today.
Turf for the second time, dropping from the maiden 25 to the 16,000. Second off a little bit of a layoff with a couple sharp works since that last race, including a 3/8 of a mile in 34 flat, and then came back with a nice sharp half on the 11th of July, 48-4. So I think Giant Viking by the factor out of a mine shaft mare moves forward today. Second time on the turf, second time off the layoff, and a drop to 16 from the 25.
All right, I didn't use the horse. He's going to have to break sharp on the inside with the Bug Rider. Hopefully you get a decent price. All right, we both like the 6 and the 2 together there in race 3. A nice little turf sprint. Let's get a quick commercial break. We want to save some extra time for the Stronach 5. That starts in race 8 today. Races 8 and 9 right here at Laurel Park are the first 2 legs of that Stronach 5 with a guaranteed $100,000 pool, industry low 12% takeout. Both Tim and I have tickets for the Stronach 5. We will go over that when we get to race 8. Nice carryover as well in the Rainbow Pick 6. That's a little shy of $2,400. That's going to start in race 4. We'll check it all out right after this.
Join us for Jim McKay Maryland Million Day on Saturday, October 19th at Laurel Park. Come with friends and family to Maryland's Day at the Races, a celebration of Maryland's horses and lots of fun for all ages. Enjoy a full day of racing, including on-track entertainment between races. Don't miss the hat contest, 3 categories and wonderful prizes. It'll be fun for all at Laurel Park, Saturday, October 19th. For more information, visit MarylandMillion.com or LaurelPark.com.
All right, here we go. Today's 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6 will start race 4 on the 9-race program. Let's show you the carryover. There it is, $2,387. It'll be well played today. There'll be about 10,000 sitting there in the hopper for the Rainbow Pick 6. Tim, you have a ticket. Let's check it out, see how you played it.
I do. Another very affordable ticket, $28.20. No singles, but I go 2x2x2 to get it started off. Race 4, the 2 and 7. Race 5, 6 and 7. Race 6, 2 and 5. And then in the 7th and 8th, I go 3 deep there. The 1, 2, and 3. 2, 4, 11. 3 and 9 in the 9th, $28 and 20 cent ticket in the Rainbow Pick 6. Good luck if you play along in the Rainbow Pick 6.
All right, so race 4 starts the Pick 6, also starts the middle Pick 4, so lots of action here in the middle of the card. We're going 6.5 furlongs in race 4, claiming 5,000 for 3 and up. Never won 2 lifetime is the condition. You have the 7 on top. I use Quit Your Moaning in my exacta. We have a video spotlight. Let's show you the race from June 7th right here at Laurel Park. Here's Quit Your Moaning on the outside in the stretch.
Yeah, and he got bumped out of the gate pretty good in this race and was a little bit outrun earlier. He tends to stay a little bit closer, but he comes running here, but then he starts to get in a little bit in the stretch. Now, this is key because today we're adding blinkers. He should run a lot straighter today for Horacio De Paz. This will be first time off the claim for Horacio. He recognized that. He puts the blinkers on this one. It will also help him at the break, maybe break a little bit straighter so he doesn't get into that bit of trouble at the break. But the blinkers on should help that little bit of wandering through the lane that he encountered in his last start. Victor Carrasco rides for Horacio De Paz.
Yeah, the blinkers on should help. The class relief dropping to the nickel 2 life should help. So the 7 Quit Your Moaning going to be a tough favorite to beat here in race 4. I'll go with the 2 to pull off the minor upset here. The 2, Fire Marshal for trainer Sal Ramirez, in very good form in his last couple races. Sal claimed this horse for a nickel late May at Pimlico, waited a month, ran back at this same level, 5,002 life on July 4th here at Laurel Park, just 15 days ago, and a real nice second that day with a 5-wide rally. Correa's been aboard this horse the last 2 starts. He won on this horse here at Laurel Park when Fire Marshal broke his maiden by 7 lengths right here at Laurel Park last April. He ran a 59 Beyer speed figure that day. So I think Fire Marshal is in good form. You get the hot bug rider Correa, who won 3 yesterday. Sal Ramirez having a good first year as a trainer. I'll go with the 2, Fire Marshal on top.
Well, he's well entered. He broke his maiden for 10,000. Tried to start her 25,000. That no good. Not going to get any business done there. But comes back down to the 2 lifetime for 5,000. Last 2 starts have been pretty good. An improvement in his last start at this level. I have my exacta. I expect a big performance from him today, and he certainly might win the race. I just like Horacio with the moves he's made with Quit Your Moaning off the claim a little bit better. But this horse is certainly live, and you certainly have to use him.
All right, we both like the 1 Scouting. Kevin Gomez up for Wayne Potts. 4-year-old son of Uncle Mo went up to Suffolk last out. And a good second for 6,500, 2 Life Company up there. So not much of a drop today, kind of a lateral move. That was a kind of a low buyer up there last out for Scouting.
Yeah, it's pretty much a lateral move, but that was a pretty good positive effort in his last race, which was the first time with Wayne Potts. Now those horses come back to Maryland with Wayne, and Wayne's having himself a pretty decent season, winning at 18%, and this meet's a little lukewarm, but overall he's been having a pretty good year. Scouting in here for Wayne Potts, second time for Potts. It wasn't a bad number, 52 that he ran at Suffolk's, not too far off the rest of the field here.
All right, so we both like a 7-2-1, 2-7-1 on top there in race 4. Let's turn the page here. Race 5 will kick off the late pick 5. No carryover. They hit it yesterday, but as always, we'll have that industry low 12% takeout on all the pick 5s here at Laurel Park. So late pick 5 starts in race 5. We're going 5.5 furlongs on the Kelso turf course. Rail at 35 feet. It's a nice 16,000 starter handicap, $35,000 purse. And let's start with the 6. I have the 6 on top. So do you, okay? So do you. American Sailor is going to be a heavy favorite in here. Jevion Toledo has been aboard the 7-year-old son of City Zip the last 2 times right here in Maryland. A big win at Pimlico, and then a big win last out at this level here at Laurel on June 21st. So he's going right to the front. He's fired 90-plus buyers in those last 2 wins here in Maryland. American Sailor, he'll be in front. Will they catch him going 5.5 today? Jammer's going to be coming late.
Well, that's the question. Will they catch him going 5.5? And by his form, they've got a real good shot of catching him going 5.5. I'll give him a pass on the King T. Leatherberry, where Dirty and Completed Pass caught him and ran a track record time. However, if you go back to a year ago, in the spring, April of 2018, you'll see a race going 5.5 furlongs where he was 3-1, pretty well regarded in an allowance race right here at Laurel Park, and he never made the lead, and then he ended up getting beat 7 lengths that day. So the only question here is the 5.5. If he runs back to, virtually any one of his races on his current form, he goes straight to the winner's circle. But I could be a little vulnerable going 5.5. I still have him on top, but that'd be the question. I would be a little careful at the end of the day with him. I wouldn't take something too short, and he's going to be short. Yeah,
with the we've had a few scratches in race 5, so he'll be about 3-5, 2-5 here in the 5th race. So I single on him, the 6 American Sailor with my man Toledo on top. So I single American Sailor, but the 3 Jammer, who we both like. Jammer is going to be a major factor in the final strides. He's won 2 in a row. Let's show you his last win. Okay, 6 wide. He's going to be on the far outside. Here they come, turning for home. Where is he?
Oh, he's so far back. He's just now getting into the picture. There you see him. He's got 1 beat here at the top of the stretch in the yellow colors. And there he is on the outside.
Yep,
That's him with the yellow yellow helmet cover. Gets the outside, and he comes running. Now, I don't know what happened to Jammer. He woke up as a 5-year-old when, you know what, I think I can do this. Has never run these types of races. Ran one race earlier in the year, which was just okay. And then he got his feet underneath him, comes back with 2 big wins right in a row. Ran a lifetime best, and then came back this time. This day and ran a lifetime better 83 Beyer speed figure while closing. Now, he didn't win that race as impressively as he'd won the time before, but the time before was a 2 lifetime for 16, but that was stepping up to the A other than. Now he's in this starter 16,000, this handicap starter 16,000. Maybe a lateral move from the A other than. But could be a touch of a step up. You've got some horses with a bit of resume here. He's still only a 3-time winner, and you've got a few horses here. Well, look, American Sailors won 12 times and earned $400,000. So it could be a touch tougher even with the scratches.
Sure. All right, so Jammer's in good form. So is the 7 Where You Was for trainer Lizzie Merriman. Horacio Caramanos will ride, and Where You Was just got beat a length and 3/4 behind American Sailor last out. If someone wants to entertain American Sailor early on, like maybe Vicksburg Bluff, and there's a fast early speed duel, that could set it up for closers like the 3 Jammer and the 7 Where You Was.
And Where You Was, if that's the case, Where You Was is probably going to be in better position turning for home to get the job done. You know Jammer is going to be coming, but he's going to be coming from way back like he does. But, Elizabeth Merriman is so tough with her turf sprinters. 32% of the time her turf sprinters find the winner's circle, so you always have to respect her when she ships in here to Maryland. Horacio Caramanos gets the call, and this is another horse that's come back as a 4-year-old in very, very good form.
All right, so we also like the 4 Vicksburg Bluff there in race 5. So nice little turf sprint to kick off the late pick 5. We like the same 4 horses there. Let's turn the page here. Race 6 will start the late pick 4. Nice maiden special weight for filly mares 3 and up. We're going 9 furlongs on the Fort Marcy turf course. Rail setting at 87 feet. It's a serious race here, and we both go with Thomas Proctor on top. Glen Hill Farm, homebred by Galileo, the world's leading stallion. We saw last weekend that 1.5-mile turf race we had here. A Galileo horse won it, and this Galileo filly going to be the favorite here. Decorating 3rd race back this summer after having some time off earlier in the year. Ran a big race on the turf, going 1 3/8 late May at Belmont. Good second that day with a 77 Beyer. It's a lifetime best. Forget about the race last out June 19th. They probably had to stay in the race to keep their preference date or something to get in the next turf race. That's my guess. But Decorating gets back to the surface that she wants today.
Yeah, and being on the mud and off track, also stumbled out of the gate and probably just salvaged from there. Save her for another day, which was a good move because she looks very good in this race. 1 1/8 shouldn't be a problem. She already has a good 1 1/4, 1 3/8, 1 1/8 form. 2 back going 1 3/8 at Belmont was a big race, but she's got some other big races at Santa Anita going 1 1/8 this past January, where she fired a nice 74 Beyer speed figure in a maiden special weight where she got beat just a length and a half. If she can run back to virtually any one of her races on her form, take out the race on the off track, that puts her right in the winner's circle. She's going to be very, very tough under Fergal Lynch. A couple work since that last start for Tom Proctor, and Tom Proctor's been heating it up lately here at Laurel.
All right, the 5 Pepper Pot we both use in our exacta. Alex Cintron's having a big year. He rides his filly for Eddie Graham. It's a homebred for Mr. and Mrs. William Pape. And those horses run some big races last April right here at Laurel. Maiden special weight, long on the turf, and a real big second that day with a lifetime best 66 Beyer speed figure. Then it came off the turf at Pimlico. They tried a synthetic last out at Presque Isle. The horse is fit and ready to roll and gets back to the turf today finally.
I think so. Eddie Graham's very, very tough with his turf horses. He doesn't run a lot of horses, but he's still winning at 21% this year. A nice little tune-up at Presque Isle, and this will be second off the layoff, getting back on the grass where 3 starts ago right here at Lowell Park on a firm turf course. She ran a big race and a lifetime best, running second behind, half length behind Written Word. So she's set up to run a big race here at Laurel. It's going to be good enough to beat our top pick. And if our top pick is capable of winning, on paper, no, it's going to take a lot of improvement. But don't ever count Eddie Graham out. He knows his way around the shed row, and we know Alex Cintron knows his way around the circle.
All right, so we both have a cold 2-5 exacta on top there in race 6. We also like the 1 and the 3. The 1, Julia Aminati for Gary Cap, and the 3, Quick Pay, a first-time starter by Super Saver for the powerful barn of Jerry Englehart.
Yeah, but out of a Speightstown mare, it's close enough as far as grass. But when you're talking about Englehart and a first-time starters, when he hits at 21%, you just can't rule them off. And he stays in this race. It's a pretty tough heat, but he stays in, so he must feel pretty good about it.
All right, so we like the same 4 horses there in race 6. Let's keep moving. We got to save a bunch of time for that Stronach 5 coming up in race 8. But race 7, we're on the main track, going 6.5 furlongs on the main track, claiming 5,000. Filly mares 3 and up, haven't won a race in 6 months or never won 4 is the condition. We both have a cold 2-3-1-5 superfecta here for you in race 7. The 2, Unique Humor. We have on top Avery Wisman, the Bug Boy, had a nice win yesterday. He rides this 4-year-old daughter of Jimmy Creed for Jerry Robb. Let's show you her last race, June 22nd, right here at Laurel Park. And here she is on the inside turning for home.
Exactly. She's on the inside turning for home. And what you don't see earlier in this race, they'd been dogging it the whole way around as she was fighting head-to-head with this horse, Joyful Noise, but the 7 all the way around there. They didn't make it easy on Unique Humor, and she eventually drew off to get the job done under trying circumstances. They were going head-to-head all the way around there, and she was the best that day. I expect she comes back and runs that type of race for Jerry Robb, whose horses will win 2 in a row 24% of the time. Avery Wisman returns. We know he's riding in very, very good form. Unique Humor comes back at the same level. Stretches out to the 6.5 furlongs, but I don't think that's going to be too big of an issue. She's got an inside draw running, breaking from the 2-hole. I think it's going to work just fine for Unique Humor.
All right, so we both have her on top. Is she maybe a reliable single in the multi-race wagers here in race 7?
No, you got an even money favorite in the 3, Top Hat Tizzy.
Yeah.
I went 3 deep. I used the 1, 2, 3 because you've got Claudio Gonzalez. You never can count him out. And then you've got an even money favorite in the 3, Top Hat Tizzy for Wayne Potts, who's getting back on the main track, and he's 21% when he takes one from the turf to dirt. So I couldn't single her. You might be able to, but I couldn't. Not with Gonzalez and Potts in there with the horses that look okay.
Sure, yeah, and I kind of missed that. Top Hat Tizzy going to be a popular favorite in race 7, but we both pick against the favorite. We go with Unique Humor on top. Cold 2-3-1-5 for you there in race 7. We're both in perfect agreement. Here we go. Lots of time. That's what we need. We need a lot of time for the Stronach 5, the popular national wager. Kicks off Laurel Park race 8 today. Guaranteed $100,000 pool. Industry low, 12% takeout on the Stronach 5. Here's the lineup of races. Laurel Park race 8 kicks it off at about 4:54 Eastern time. Then Laurel Park race 9. Then we go down to Gulfstream Park for legs C, D, and E. Okay, that will be Gulfstream races 8, 9, and 10. Both Tim and I have tickets. Everybody should take a shot at the Stronach 5. Tim, let's check out your ticket first, see how you played it.
It's a $48 ticket, very affordable ticket this week. I got a single in a leg E. Go 3 deep here in leg A, race 8 at Laurel Park, 2-4-11. Leg B, I use the 3 and 9. Leg C at Gulfstream Park, an optional $35,000 starter allowance, going a mile on the turf. I spread here. This was a little bit of a head scratcher. I thought there were all these horses that are legitimate shots, so I go 4 deep there. 2, 3, 5, 8. Leg D, ninth from Gulfstream, 4-7. And then I single in leg E on the 1. Secret of Light, Manny Vasquez rides for Rohan Crichton. Rohan Crichton's winning at 22%. This would be first off the claim. He wins at 50% first off the claim, 19% off this type of layoff. So I'm singling on the 1 in leg E at Gulfstream Park, Secret of Life.
Okay, so there's Tim's ticket. Let's check out my ticket. Once again, you can study all of our tickets and our picks for today on the laurelpark.com website, right underneath the handicapping section. Here's my ticket, a $60 ticket. I go 5 deep in the first leg. It's a nice filly and mare, first level, allowance going a mile on the Kelso. The 1, Music Makers, an attractive 8-1. The 2, Alexa Rose, 9-2. The 4, Gardenista, going to be one of your favorites at 5-2, all right? So those are the inside horses I use, 1, 2, 4. Then I go to the outside, the 11 Adult in the Room. We have a video. We'll get to that. She'll be one of the favorites for Kelly Rubley with Jevion Toledo. But how about the 10 I use, Zonda? 10-1 morning line. Trevor McCarthy aboard for Chucky Lawrence. This filly by Scat Daddy makes her turf debut today. She's out of a Lemon Drop Kid mare. I love Scat Daddy on the turf. I think some nice turf pedigree, top and bottom for the 10 Zonda at a big price with McCarthy in the first leg. I have a single right here at Laurel Park in leg B. Laurel Park, race 9. Come on, Farrier. He's one of those them talkers. He's one of those paddock chirpers. He's always chirping at the paddock. I hope he's chirping up a storm in race 9. I hope he come into the paddock with confidence. Don't be coming walking in the back door. Come in chirping the front door with the 3. She's a handful who's going to be a popular favorite. She's 7-5 morning line. She's taking a big drop today. She gets the hot bug boy Julio Correa. I need the 3. She's a handful. My single on the Stronach 5. And then I use the favorites in the Gulfstream races. Now, you single on the 1 in leg E. That's a brave single. She's 4-1. She'll get a nice ground-saving trip on the inside. You're favored at Gulfstream, race 10, leg E. All right, your favorites on the far outside. Mesa Madeira, the 12, going to be parked on the far outside going in to that first clubhouse turn. But if she can get a trip, she's the favorite, and she's the horse to beat. So I go 112 in the final leg. Once again, check out our tickets at laurelpark.com underneath the handicapping section. Here we go, race 8. All right, nice first level allowance. Filly Mares, 1 mile Kelso, rail at 35 feet. We both have the 4 on top. All right, we both go 4-11-2 here in race 8. Gardenista for Arnaud Delacour. Carol Cedeno rides this filly by Curlin, and it just looks like she's getting better and better and better. A good second at Delaware 2 starts ago, and then had a wide trip last out, and once again a good second up there at Delaware against Allowance Company. A good third on the Laurel turf back in April, so she's fired a big effort here before, and I think we'll see a big effort from her today as well.
And she's been running against some decent horses, 3 back at Laurel. She runs behind Super Escape and Ionic. Ionic would come back and win. She runs behind Desert Isle. And her second to last race, May 27th at Delaware Park. Desert Isle would come back and win again. And her last start at Delaware was a pretty nice race, getting beat 2 3/4 lengths. All running solid numbers. She's knocking at the door to get to the winner's circle here today. Carol Cedeno returns a good work since her last race on the 10th of July. A half mile in Fair Hill, 49, and a little bit of change. So, I agree. I think she could be very tough here.
All right, so we both have the 4 Gardenista on top, but we both like the 11 Adult in the Room. Jevion Toledo to ride his 4-year-old daughter of the Factor for trainer Kelly Rubley. The Rubley barn with 2 horses in here. The 11 is going to be tough, and also the 2 Alexa Rose we both like. But let's show you the video spotlight from June 29th right here at Laurel Park at this allowance level, same condition. All right, going a mile and a 16th. Here's Adult in the Room, the one horse this day turning for home.
Yeah, this is a brave effort. She's up in there between horses. She's digging on down in there, went right up in there between horses. And at this point, she looks like she's going to be a winner. This horse on the outside, Carnival Colors, comes flying late and just nabs her. And I'm not even so sure that she saw that one coming. Carnival Colors was the best in the end anyway. Well, probably couldn't have put up too much fight. But the way she went in between those two horses in mid-stretch and did it gamely, that's a race horse. I think Adult in the Room could be very tough today and give our top pick the most trouble here in the 8th race, leg A of the Stronach 5.
And she has some early tactical speed. Her past 3 races, she's had a nice stalking trip. She's been close to the front end. Her maiden win at Delaware, wire to wire, last summer. So maybe Toledo is going to be forced early on here to press on the gas pedal to try to get a nice stalking, sitting second or third, only 2 or 3 wide, versus being 4 or 5 wide if he hangs around and he's mid-pack somewhere.
Right, and there's a pretty long run going a mile to the first turn, so he's going to have a lot of time to work something out. If he gets in the first turn 2, maybe 3 wide, that'd be good enough. Sure. In good position.
All right, so we both have a 4:11 on top. The other Rubley runner, Alexa Rose, going to get a nice ground-saving trip on the inside. Julian Pimentel rides his 3-year-old filly by Distorted Humor. This will be her 3rd race back this summer, coming off the long layoff. It looks like she's rounding into good form. She could be sitting on a monster effort today, the 2 Alexa Rose.
She certainly could. She comes in with 2 strong works up at Fair Hill, the 7th of July, a half and 48-1, and then comes back on the 13th of July, another strong half, 48 flat. Not a bad race in her last 2 starts. 2 starts ago, right here at Laurel Park, she ran her lifetime best. Well, she's only run twice in this country. But then backed that up in her next start on the 26th of June at Delaware Park, where she ends up getting beat 4 lengths while running 4th, but didn't have the best of trips. She broke out at the start, and then sort of had to work from there. But I think she's sitting on a pretty decent effort for Kelly Rubley. 9-2 on the line. You're probably going to get a pretty decent price on Alexa Rose. You figure Gardenisa, the 4's going to take a little bit of money, and the 11 Adult in the Room, Kelly Rubley's other horse, is going to take a bit of money. So you'll probably get a good 5-6 to 1 on Alexa Rose, I would think.
All right, so it's a big 9-horse field here, this first leg of the Stronach 5. We've spent a bunch of time on it. Look, we're out of time, but real quick, I like the 1. I think the 1 is live. Music Maker at 8-1
Sure.
is absolutely live. And you have the 10. I see you like the 10 Zonda, I think, live at a 10-1 price. McCarthy on a Scat Daddy filly trying the turf for the first time.
Well, you got a Scat Daddy filly trying the first turf for the first time out of a Lemon Drop Kid. And this one's dropping out of 2 consecutive stakes back to the day out of then. Now, soundly beaten in those stakes, but it doesn't matter. This is a spot she belongs in after breaking her maiden.
All right, so I think the 10 Zonda live there in race 8. So I go 5 deep. I use the 1, 2, 4, 10, 11 in race 8 to kick off that Stronach 5. My single is in race 9. Do you have this horse on top here?
I do.
All right, we both have
but I'm lukewarm on it.
We both have the favorite on top here. Race 9, a nickel 2 life. Filly mare 6.5 to 3. She's a handful. 7 to 5. Supposed to win on the drop today for Anthony Ferrier with the Hot Bug Boy Correa.
Yeah, dropping from the sky, and we know she's a dropping from the sky, and we know how these supposed to win horses go sometimes. So it made me a little nervous. So I went 2 deep on all my tickets. I like the 9 Country Line Dancer, second off a little bit of layoff, and a good effort for Kenny Decker and Victor Carrasco. But yes, the 3 she's a handful is supposed to win.
All right, so it looks like we have another cold super for you there in race 9. 3, 9, 2, 4 all day long there in race 9. That's it. We're out of time. It's a challenging sequence in the Stronach 5, but if you can hit it, you're going to get paid well. It's an industry low, 12% takeout, guaranteed $100,000 pool for the Stronach 5. Starts Laurel Park, race 8. You can check out our tickets and all of our picks of the day at laurelpark.com underneath the handicapping section. Dave Rodman's coming up next with scratches and changes. Good luck.